Log into gyroscopemeet.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world. You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG, LLC.
At the beginning there was Jack, and Jack had a groove. And after a while, a deep sleep fell upon him, and he went looking for a new group. He began looking for a new nation, and it had to be a soulful nation. And he found it, and it was Soulful House Nation. And he saw a building. It was a tall building. It had 10 stories, and he entered the building and got on the elevator and pushed the 10th floor. But it stopped on the 8th floor. And that's where he found his new groove. And he began to jack and jack and jack and jack. And he knew that this was it. It was Soulful House Nation on the 8th floor. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Hey, Dan coming to you live from the 8th floor. I am the unusual suspect. This is Soulful House Nation. Oh my goodness, we have a good one for you today. This one is going to be like a really good for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's going to be a little bit different, and in terms of what we're going to talk about. Second thing that's going to happen, we're going to announce what the song of the week, the number one song in the Soulful House category is on Track Source. We're going to announce that song. Then we're going to play. I'm going to give you a few updates from some new stuff that's out, and then what we're going to do is we're going to play an old school, and then we're going to go with the real reason we're here is because I want to talk to DJ and promoter TAMIR. So listen to this. Let's start with a few basic stuff. I'm going to tell you the number one song according to Track Source is Wipe the Needle, and it's Frankie Feliciano, who's done stuff with Jihad, Kenny Bobian, etc., etc., etc. Venus beats Shazar and J-Bay. And this track is called We Shall Overcome. Go check it out. Second thing, I want to talk to you about a few updates here, some things that you should know. There's some new music that comes out, and thankfully I get a lot of new music, and that's what we do in the Shazam Free Zone, is we play nothing but brand new music, and then you get to decide whether it's a hit or if it's not a hit, if it's a smash or if it's trash. You get to decide, but all brand new tracks. So here's a couple tracks that we have new stuff, and I'm gonna play one of them today. Is Adamni has 3 tracks one is called All Night. One's called Goes Deep, and the other one's Gotta Keep It. Gotta Keep It Up. And then Killer Green Beats KGB has a track called Tempest, and that's an Adamni's Soulful remix. So listen to this. Let's just play the song. Let's just play the song of the week here. I mean the old school track. We're only going to play like a little snippet because Facebook has this nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. Also, too, before we get going, just want to give a big shout out to King T Finesse. That's the gentleman who put together our theme song, and Ariel Shante. Also, too, want to give a big shout out to Chuck Roberts. Chuck Roberts is the one who did the vocal drop for us. So Chuck, can you play a little snippet, and then we're going to get to the main reason why we're here. I can't wait. We're going to talk to DJ and promoter Tamir. So. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited. We have DJ and promoter Tamir. Tamir, how are you today?
I'm good. What's happening?
Well, folks, I got to tell you something. Buckle up. This is going to be a good one. Buckle up. All right. So just so everybody knows and who hasn't had a chance to meet you, just tell us a little bit about you.
All right. I'm TAMIR Family Soul. Eric Clark. Most people know me from my childhood ages. Mm-hmm. From Linden, New Jersey.
Okay.
Been doing parties for about say over 40 years.
Oh wow.
DJing and promoting parties. So
okay.
Held down a couple residencies in a couple of different locations. Mm-hmm. DJing and doing parties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. So 40 years. So you're new at this then, right? Anyway.
Pretty much.
Now, how about this? Who were some of your early music and DJ influences?
Music influences?
Yeah.
Well, growing up, I used to listen to songs Mom, my family used to play. I would say Lou Rawls.
Okay.
Teddy Pendergrass. Some of those things. It wasn't even really like house music, anything. Man. It was just danceable music.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now, how about DJ influences? Who did you listen to in the beginning?
Well, I would go out at a young age with my sister. She would take me to different clubs, like Club Zanzibar was one of them. So, I would hear Larry Patterson,
okay,
E. Scott.
Okay.
So, those were some early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't slip yet. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now, how about this? Here's the $64,000 question. Now, let's pretend for a minute that you started before they start talking about house music. How did you get into house music?
I didn't get into house music. I guess I just transitioned over to what was happening at the time.
Okay.
I don't think I was even looking at it like, oh, yo, I'm joining house music or anything like that. I think it just, it was just like disco was pretty much, that was the thing, classic, which we call classics right now. So that was our dance music then, and then when they started getting more into that electronical stuff, with the beats per minute and stuff, repetitional beats, it just fell in place, It wasn't something that I just died said, yo, I want to get into this scene right here.
Gotcha.
It just naturally happened.
Yeah. Well, I think that happened for a lot of us who were like, we were into whatever we were into. And it sounds like we pretty much came out of the same music background in terms of what we were listening to. And then all of a sudden, this house music thing was on the scene. So it was like, okay, like a natural... I guess natural.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Well, I used to be embarrassed to say this, but I'm not embarrassed anymore. I used to think house music was music that you played at the house. And then, well, later I realized, wait a minute, there's something going on. Now, how about...
I saw the guy on Chicago talking about that whole thing. And he was stating that it was coming out of the house. That's how it got a house name. But it was actually coming out of people's homes before it was actually in the clubs.
Yeah,
so they called it house. What you going on? I'm going to listen to some of that house music.
Okay.
But it was just going to somebody's house,
right?
Listening to it,
right?
I don't know if that is the true history of where it came from. Okay. But it was I forgot what legendary cat from Chicago was actually stating that.
Well, I don't know. I've heard. I mean, I guess there's multiple stories about it. One of the ones that I heard.
You know how that could go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody trying to raise claim to it.
There's a lot of people that I guess do that. And matter of fact, I was talking to one guy who said, yeah, some of the people who claim this and that weren't even there. Matter of fact, one guy even told me this guy wasn't old enough to be. Anyway. So how about this? How about some of your favorite artists, say, with the classics and today's music, whatever you can share?
Well, back in the day, Cheryl Lynn.
Oh, yeah.
Win Guthrie. Lita Holloway.
Okay.
Grace Jones.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, those,
Yeah. Well, again.
Moving up, like some was like, let's see, Mass Order.
Oh, okay. Okay.
When the dance music started.
Okay.
Hanson and Davis.
Okay. Hungry. Okay.
That was actually a group that I wanted to form and structure a alliance around. That, because I had a lot to do with the beginning of that whole thing, the first stages of that group alliance. So my vision was for them to be like that group, Hanson and Davis. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of Hanson and Davis, I remember playing that song a lot, but I played it. I played it for people of color, but it was really popular and with the freestyle audience. They were cover girls, they were choral, there was stuff like that. But Hanson and Davis had to go right there with them. So interesting. All Lord, Joyce Sims and stuff like that. So, wait a minute. Hold. Let me restate that. I don't know about that because I was there. That's research. Anyway. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's research.
Don't quote me on it. Don't quote me. Research.
Now, What made you decide to DJ instead of just listen to the music and dance?
DJing was always, playing music was always in my blood. At home, my mother used to have parties at the house, so she made me the DJ. Eric, get your butt in here and play your music. No lie, that
Okay.
was my job. Pay her guests.
Yeah. Well, along those lines, I did not start out to be a DJ. It was just that I had Aunt Seal and Aunt Bird had music. So like a lot of people say, it ran in the family. See, my parents were like they might have known about Michael Jackson, for example, only because it's in the news. But as far as any stuff that I listened to, my father was like, turn that noise on. Oh, yeah, the boom, 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 boom. That ain't no music. Oh, my goodness. I could hear him now saying it. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to throw that blankety blank right out the window, playing all that, making all that noise. Anyway.
My dad hated it. My dad didn't want me to be a DJ.
Oh, goodness.
No, he didn't want me. He didn't want me doing parties. He didn't want me DJing. He didn't want me involved in the music business at all.
Yeah, oh yeah. My father, I remember my father saying to me, Danny, I didn't send you to school to play records. I can play records. I said, Dad, no, you really can't put them together like I do. And he was like, anyway, so it's so funny because, again, we come out of that same background where our parents weren't necessarily crazy about this music here. But
no. My dad used to say, on the weekends, he's like, "Where you going?" I said, I'm going to New York, going to New York to a party. Going over there hanging out with them freaks, huh? Oh my God, really? He just didn't understand it. He came from a time where they weren't doing that, just weren't doing it,
Yeah.
And where I was from, where I was raised in Linden, it was like sports was the thing. My pops was like, he wanted me to play sports, which I did play sports, but I played it for a while, and then I was like, this ain't me. This ain't what I do.
Right.
The music was definitely in my blood. So. Oh,
definitely. And I tell you, I got to tell you, it's impossible to get out of your blood. Anyway, if you really get into it.
Yeah. My mother I used to come home late night from the Paradise Garage. My mother used to wait for me at the door.
Okay.
Mash me up when I come in the house. I'm like 15 years old. I'm staying out overnight, to the next morning, coming in the afternoon.
Yeah, you're like, okay. Yeah, my parents, they kind of like weren't feeling that whole thing. Now,
my parents gave up. They were like, okay, he's going to do it. It's just, at some point, they just gave up and said, let him do it.
Let him do what he wants to do. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, my father like, well, he's not, no, he's not, I said, you're not grown. I said, but you think you are.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. She called herself locking me out of the house one time. Because I said I wasn't coming back at all. She was at the window crying.
Oh, goodness. This is a lot of stuff that people don't see on the way to up to going where you're going.
They don't know the backstories of these things,
Yeah. Now, how about this? Okay, you're in it. And you're like seriously in it. Not only from a DJ standpoint, promoter, event organizer, etc. Where do you see this house music thing going?
Jeez. I used to be one of them guys that's like, it's going to have a great future. But I'm a little concerned. I've been a little concerned lately. Based on what I see with I know I grew up where they used to say used to be a bunch of cliques back in the day, and everybody was clicking up together, and just wasn't helping the music grow. And I was one of them guys pushing back on no cliques, just get out here and get a hustle, do what you do. People will come and support you. But I'm starting to think otherwise now, because I'm really starting to see a lot of people starting to be a little too cliquey, and not supporting great parties, It's like people would rather sit back and watch something instead of participate and try to make it grow even more. And I'm just not speaking just for myself because I'm doing parties. I'm speaking in terms of anyone doing parties, because to be honest with you, I always felt that if a couple good parties do good, we can all do great. The vision is for all of us. What they see is going to help all of us. So throwing great parties, packed parties, good parties, will help everyone in the house music scene to develop parties elsewhere. I got into house music based on that premises. I walked into a club and saw a great party, which was Club Zanzibar, and I wanted to be part of that whole scene. So right now, you go out, man. Sometimes you go to some of these parties, man. If you got 20 people in the room, that could be 20, 30 people. That could be like a good party, and it's not really doing it.
Right. Wow. I'm going to make a note on that because I want to come back to that.
Okay.
I think that's okay. Now, how about this? How about some of the places that you've played, and is there any place on your bucket list that you want to play? Okay.
I've been in big rooms. I've been in small rooms. I've done some things. I'm at a point right now where I like what I do. I'm enjoying what I do. But I'm not as pressed as I used to be to to reach these higher grounds in this house music thing. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it looks like I almost kind of like someone will reach the ceiling here. Like, what else is there else for me to do? I done worked with some of the great guys here in the area. I've been in some major clubs, like some dope clubs.
Okay.
I work with Club Shelter. I work with Club Zanzibar. I work with Club Black Box.
Okay.
I mean, not work with them. I was actually involved in helping develop parties and the atmosphere, the decor, everything.
Okay.
The next thing for me would be to own a night, my own venue.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I'm gonna make a note of that. These are some little things that I want to kind of come back to. Now, how about people that you've worked with? Anybody on your bucket list?
David Morales.
Okay. Is that work with or bucket list?
Work with. I would like to work with. I'm gonna say bucket list.
Okay. All right.
Working with DJs is not a bucket list thing for me.
Okay. How about some of the people that you've worked with in the past? Some of the people that you've worked with in the past.
Oh man. I don't know. You name a DJ that.
Okay.
Locally, you know what I mean? Locally, I've pretty much done work with pretty much everybody in the tri-state area.
Gotcha.
If they got pretty much a name, I done worked with them. So.
Okay. So now we're going to start to go a little bit deeper here. So now we got some of like the basic stuff. We got some of the basic stuff here. Now let's talk about some of your festival and party events. Some of the things you've been doing, and whatever you can share about what's coming up.
Okay, what would you like to know?
Yeah. I'm saying let's talk about some of your festival events and party events over the years.
Well, as you know, most people know I do the outdoor lending thing, a weekly thing in the summer, which is our first one will be May 22nd, I believe that is.
Right, 22.
Yeah. Which I believe that's a Thursday. We're doing on Thursdays. And then I also do the, which for several years has been like the all-white dress-up house music festival, which it's been wonderful. It's been a blessing. So we're coming up on our 10th year of doing it. Looking to do something outstanding and great. I'm actually a little nervous today because I'm waiting for some approval on my budget.
Okay. Okay.
You know how that could be.
Oh, sure.
I'm sitting here waiting for my approval. Once I get my approval, everything else is pretty much written in stone. People are going to be very excited this year.
Okay.
That's all I got to say. If the budget is approved, the funding I need, they're going to love what I'm putting down.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And we're going neon. We're not going to do white this year. We're going neon colors this year, bright colors.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to brighten it up out there.
Okay. Well, I can't really think of anybody who's done that. You've been kind of like on the cutting edge of doing some different things. So I can't think of anybody who's done that. Yeah, that's all right.
When I started the Linden Festival, there was a bunch of different outdoor festivals going on. And I said to myself, what are you going to do different?
Right.
So I was always trying to think of just different ways of doing it, Also this year, last year I brought our party to the street, to Wood Avenue. I will not be doing that this year. I will not be on the street this year. I am going right back to our old location. I can create a better party in the back area.
Okay.
I like the back area better. I create better back there. The atmosphere is great. It's a little bit more intimate with the dance. It's the energy is just totally different than being on the street.
Right.
I'm not trying to do what everybody else do, that concert, throwing sound system from the stage. That's not what I do. That's never been me. I've always thought of our festival in Linden being more like an outdoor club dance party with surround sound, lighting, That's what I'm trying to deliver. Not so much the outdoor concert kind of house music event, which most of the festivals pretty much are based on that structure.
Right. Now I'm gonna change gears for a minute here.
Okay.
And what I'm looking to do is to have an honest conversation. I'm not looking to step on anybody's toes, but we just want to tell it like a TI is. Okay. So you might not believe this, but a lot of events and festivals have pretty much the same lineup. Now, I know you don't believe that. And so my first part of the question, and you decided to do something different, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But from your perspective, do you see that or recognize that as the case? In addition, do you see or recognize that it's, and I say it respectfully because you got to really, really, really be really good and consistent to be one of the usual suspects. And I say that with love. Do you see that most of the events are pretty much the same lineup recycled? Do you see that?
I only see that with, and I say this with respect. Those who I feel are new at creating events.
Okay.
Those who I believe that have done this for quite some time and know how to really put on events, I don't see them doing that. But I do see a few of them pretty much looking at other models and copying that model and say, oh, that worked for them. Let me do that same thing. Try to do that same lineup. So, I would say I don't think it's to the extreme, whereas, everybody's using the same guys. Nah, I don't see that. And then let's have an honest discussion. Right?
Okay. Let's go.
Let's talk about our top jocks here in New Jersey. So if you're talking about some of our top jocks, when you talk about the Naeems, the Jihad, the Beloveds, these guys that, they really, nobody's going to hire them. It's a sure win to put them on your ticket.
Right.
You know what I mean? I get that cats want other cats to be hired and be on tickets, and they could probably play and all that. But when you're thinking about doing a festival, you're not thinking that. You're thinking about trying to get numbers out.
Right.
So if you want to select a jock, you want to select somebody you feel that's going to help you draw the numbers that you need to make your event successful. Not saying that you don't believe in it. These other DJs can play. They can play probably just as well as some of these bigger jocks. But at the end of the day, these guys have proven to be top guys. So they're going to get those calls on the constant. They'll get them from me. I mean, I use them too. I put them on my ticket to beef up my tickets as well. So sometimes it's just the right business move.
Okay, so my attitude has always been this, is that, when you're spending your time, your energy, and your money, and you got to make a business decision, you're going to ask yourself, so who will pack out my event? Who do I know that's consistent, reliable, has a following, etc.? Who do I know that if I add to my ticket, I'm bringing credibility? And it's a judgment call. I lovingly call him the usual suspect. But I've interviewed.
But then that's the problem. You got a lot of guys here that ain't getting the calls, and all they doing is in the background doing a lot of bitching and complaining. Like,
right.
To be honest with you, it's getting so tired. Like, it's getting whack. It's whack to me at some point. Like, at some point, you gotta go out and get yours.
Yeah. See, and
then the other thing, you know what I'm gonna tell? This is one thing I want to tell DJs. This is to you DJs. Listen to me clearly.
Okay.
Stop listening to other DJs about your career.
Right. Okay. Talk to us. Explain that.
They trying to get the gig you trying to get.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. Now,
ain't no hate, but just be conscious of that. That you out here letting people, other DJs, tell you how to go about your DJ career. Yeah. When they out here DJing themselves, trying to get ahead too.
Right.
They ain't many gigs. So you think they really trying to get? Come on now. Like, that's one thing I learned real early. Like, I'm not listening to DJs tell me, hey man, don't take that gig, man. I wouldn't take this gig, man. I wouldn't do this. Nah, man. No.
Right.
The same guy tell you don't take that gig later, be taking that gig.
Right. Right. Well, my attitude is, hey, listen, if they're spending their money, their time, their energy, and they got a right to pick who they want to pick, just like if you did it, you would pick who you want to pick, and you would inevitably,
I made that mistake one time.
Okay.
Like years ago, when people don't know this, but me and Magic, we grew up in the same neighborhood, went to school together. So years ago, when Magic started doing Roselle, I called myself going online making a complaint about him not using local guys and all that, and. To be honest with you, I was one of the local guys not getting a call to play Roselle when I played Linden and Roselle all my life. Clubs, venues had, you know what I mean? It was kind of crazy. But someone gave me a call and they was like, "Tamir, you gonna tell somebody? You don't tell somebody what to do with their party. You ain't investing in that party."
Right.
And it snapped me back and it made me say, "Whoa."
Yeah.
They were right.
Yeah.
Mind your damn business. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Until you pay the bill, because at night, when the bill got to be paid,
Right.
They're going to be calling none of these folks. They're going to be looking right at you. Where's my money?
Yeah. So again, I think if you're doing that, then you have a right to put on who you want to put on.
Absolutely.
Now there's nothing stopping you as an individual from going out to do your thing. Now I know I'm not saying it's easy, but you got to remember too that the people who are, say, at the higher levels, it wasn't easy for them either. And I just kind of you could you could kind of liken it to a video game where, okay, so you could do this one here, but if you want to go to this level, you got to work through this level of difficulty. If you want to go to the next level, you got to work to the next level of difficulty. But, most people want the baby, but they don't want the labor pains. They're not willing to go through the labor pains. I know some guys started off like when I started off, like doing parties and was young DJs and was hungry to get out here in this scene. And some of the legendary guys just wasn't giving them their due. Like, hey man, you gotta make your own way, bro. You gotta make your own way. Hey.
But some of these guys knew that and got on their grind and made it happen. And they're actually some of these guys we call our top dots right now. So think about that. They weren't at one time. They weren't the big guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they worked towards it, and they became the big guy.
Right.
You make all the right moves. You make all the right connections. Do all the right parties.
Yeah.
You can get there.
Yeah. So that's what, and one of the reasons I bring it up because I talk to guys all the time. Because doing the interviews, I have a lot of conversations, and I do have conversations, and I do say, as a matter of fact, this week, I talked to a guy. What's today? I talked to him Saturday, and he was telling me that he didn't want to do it because it's too hard to do it on your own. But now, the another too is pretty interesting, is that, I'm not a big Bible man like you, but somewhere in it, and I'm probably not quoting it right, but it's something where along the lines where, you're not a prophet in your own land. So sometimes people aren't checking for you right where you are, but they'll check for you other places, and it really is going to come down to you exploring that, you pushing that, etc. So it's all pretty interesting. But with that said, you decided for whatever reason that you were going to open up a venue, or I don't necessarily mean a particular place, but I mean, I shouldn't say venue, I should say avenue, where people who maybe aren't, let's say, legendary, can get shots. I'm a perfect example. Talk to us about what made you decide to do that. What's the future of that, etc.
Oh, well, if anybody really knows me, know that there's a lot of DJs out over my 40 years of doing things. I've always been a guy that had an open door policy when it came to using different jocks. I know that got some jocks out here, got some grievances with me that I haven't used them yet. But I'm only one promoter. I only do so many parties a year. I can't give everybody a gig. But I do try to give as many people as I can an opportunity to play. Because I know what it's like to try to get an opportunity to play. Believe me, I've been there. To this day, shoot, I'm an old vet DJing. I still don't get some calls. That's okay. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is I do understand that. So what I'm trying to do right now is trying to open up a lane where I could, when me and Soul Fingers, we spoke about this, discover some new DJ talent out here. And the only reason why we thought about that and brainstormed on it was, if that's the only way we're going to be able to bring some of the new generation in with some of this new blood.
Okay. That's somebody I want to bring on the show too. So I'm going to reach out to Soul Fingers because I know he's got a story to tell too. And I know you guys, I guess, kind of grew up together, something like that.
Yeah, we come from the same neighborhood. So me and Soul Fingers used to hang out a lot, party, go to different college parties and stuff like that. Actually, we were kind of like his bodyguards back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Really, seriously, we had a crew of goons. We used to go around and make sure Soul Fingers was cool because, back then when we was going to these college parties, we were young, we had a little gang posse, we used to get rough sometimes, one used to talk junk on the mic.
Oh, okay.
He was playing hip-hop and R&B and stuff, so ain't nobody was bothering our dude, so he like my little brother. So we've been dealing with each other for years, man. For years doing parties. We just work well together. He understands me, I understand him, and it just clicks.
Right. Now, Okay, so tell us about your vision of putting new people on, where you're going. And then let me just add a little twist to it. What if they don't see things musically the same way you see it? Because, for example, there's always we need to bring younger people in. Are we okay with bringing them in from the standpoint of, hey, you come in and you play what we listen to? Are we open to listening to maybe their interpretation or bringing new things in? And, what if they brought a bunch of their friends in? Let's say some of the younger people, or some of the adults and the grandparents, or the big mama, big papa, all these people. Are they going to be okay with this? I know I asked you a whole bunch of things here, but let me untangle it. So, where do you want to go first of all with all these new people that you're introducing to the I say not to the game, but to the audience? Where do you want to go with that?
I see it. All right, so I've been doing the party at a location in Roselle on Fridays, and I will say this: they do a hip hop party later on that night. But before our party is over, a lot of the people come in early, some of that young generation, and they're coming over there. And when I tell you, they are partying their behind off to house music. But I noticed if you play something familiar to their ear with house music, you get a better response. Like the real deep stuff that I would love to, do my floor exercises and all that stuff. They're like new babies. You can't feed them.
Okay, got you.
But if you feed them some R&B remixes that got soulful twitch to it, like they know these songs.
Right.
I see the girls on the floor singing them like while they're dancing to them. So I'm like, okay, that's how you reach them.
Right.
You gotta have the right DJ to know how to have some balance.
Now, so again, what's your vision of bringing in these people when you could just use the usual suspects, do your little couple of events or whatever events you do a year, and then that's it, and nobody will say, boy, just say, ooh, Tamir gets it. And I mean, he gets it in. He brought on Billy Bob. He brought on Homie the Clown. And he rocked. They rocked in there. So I mean, what's your vision? Why do you feel a need to bring on this new talent? Or I would say even it's not new talent, but just bring on new faces.
Okay, so now the other thing is, you got a bunch of promoters here that are trying to create local parties, right? And local parties are kind of really hard sometimes to create when you don't really have the numbers coming through your door, right? So when you don't have those real strong numbers coming through your door, sometimes you can't hire the usual suspects either because their fees are just sometimes out of your ballpark.
Got you.
So you have to start looking for new talent out here, to work with, so you can continue to create what you're creating. Or if not, then you're gonna be left with nothing.
Got you. So it's a combination of looking for new talent plus budgets, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Budget, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Budget. That's the one thing that I believe that a lot of people don't understand about this house music and dance parties, period, or any dance party. Nothing got nothing to do with just house music. Without the proper budgets, you can't do pretty much anything great.
Got you.
You really need the budget to do something great. That's why sometimes I look at some of my how should I say this, and without sounding like a total dick on it. My European promoter counterparts that do parties, and I look at their events, and they got all these extravagant things going on inside their party. You know why they're able to do those things?
The budget.
Exactly. Budgets, numbers, budgets, money. But then, we'll get our people, American, come out to an event, and they'll criticize us not even, having certain little things in place. And I'm like, dude, man, like, if I had the budgets, some of these cats had, like, I'd be putting on some extravagant things. But this is why I'm saying that the clicky thing, just not going to work for dance music and the whole. We got to do a little bit more coming together. I don't know how it's going to be done. I know people have been saying it for years, finding a way for us to come together to make things work a little better for everyone. But I don't know who's going to do it. I really don't. I'm thinking through it all my life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things that I've seen, and let's go back to the conversation we were having a little bit earlier. Then I want to talk about the younger people. Some of these events, thank God for friends and family, because if not, no one would be in the room. Now, in my mind, in my mind, that's okay. From my perspective, I see a couple things. Hopefully, you didn't spend a lot of money and lost money doing it, unless you're okay. You were doing that because you want to do it. You just know, you're going to spend money. That's okay. Scenario number 2 is that for the people who are in that situation and they don't really get the people that come out, as long as they at least either break even or make some money, it may not be the worst thing, because number one is there's a difference between playing in your bedroom and playing in front of people. And then the second part of it, so you get you get reps in, to get your skill set up. And then two, even though maybe a party wasn't, didn't have the line around the corner, maybe people start to know you for doing parties. And you mentioned Magic earlier. I'm sure Magic didn't start with 30,000 people coming out. At some point, he was,
I lost you there.
Huh?
We back?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so
I don't
now.
know what happened. I lost you.
So where did I start talking to myself? Okay. Now I was saying that a lot of the events, you mentioned 20, 30 people come out, and many times that's just friends and family. But but again, as long as you don't take a terrible loss, or if you're okay with that loss because you didn't plan to spend money to do it, then I think there's a couple good things that come out of it. Number one is you get the reps in. So because, again, playing in your bedroom is not the same as playing in front of a crowd that's reacting or not reacting. Okay, the second thing, you get your game up, and then I would say the last thing is that in that situation, now people say, okay, Billy Bob, did a party, maybe I start looking at Billy Bob a little differently. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that stuff? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you. It can have its upside, from doing the smaller things, and getting noticed, recognized.
Okay. Okay. Let me. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then what about this? Okay, so you get picked to play, but you're an opener, and some people get upset about that because, for the most part, they're playing the crickets. What's your thoughts on that? And how did you start out?
I love opening slots.
Okay.
You get to play music that you don't normally get to play. Because if you get nowadays in Jersey, if you get on the peak slot, that means you're gonna have to play all that peak music that everybody likes.
Right.
And if you ain't playing their songs, you suck.
Yeah, I know.
You suck. They didn't hear one familiar song, even though you played a lot of heat. Actually, it's funny that we're talking about heat. I've noticed over the years with me playing music, right? Like, I'll take a song for the first time and play it, and all of a sudden that song, maybe a year, 2 years from now, heavy rotation.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
But when I played it,
Yeah. Well.
no one felt it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm just laughing.
Oh, you know what song? Let me tell you what song. I remember one time. This was years ago. I don't mean cut you, but it was Kamar Lovelace, right?
Oh, like I love
When
Love
Will I
Love
began,
Begin.
right?
Uh-huh.
I had a residency in Linden, New Jersey. It was called, I believe it was the Prestige then, right? I was playing there on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
So I would, but I was working over at the shelter.
Oh, got you.
Too. So I would get a lot of music that I would listen to stuff that Timmy would play and then go try to imitate him
Okay.
at my little party out in Jersey, right? So, so when Will I Love Began was out, I went over there and started playing. I'm telling you, they would at first they wouldn't dance to it.
It wouldn't. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, it blew up, and everybody was just like, it was like you played the song, everybody singing it on the dance floor. I'm like, look at this shit here.
Well, I think too, a lot of that, like people say they like new stuff, but I think
So you play new stuff.
that they when it comes to a party, I see people say they like new stuff, but not in a party setting. They want familiar. Rule of thumb. Unless you're playing for a straight underground crowd, they don't know what the music is. They never heard it before. May never hear it again. They just know that it's got a beat that they like. That's pretty much it. But when you're playing, like for example, I do the Shazam Free Zone. I play nothing but brand new music because I'm getting all this music, and I say, well, let me look for an opportunity to play it. Now I got to tell you, I could never play out like that. I would have to play a lot more familiar, which is, it's okay. I understand how it works. And then I do a lot of open set parties. I mean, I do dozens and dozens of parties every year, but open set. And
that's my problem.
Huh? Yeah, and that's all about.
That's my problem.
Okay.
My problem is, from a DJ standpoint, I play like I play if I'm actually at home.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to play music that I feel.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to expose you to it if you like it or you don't like it.
Right.
And I know eventually you're going to like it because I know I'm playing heat.
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying? I know I'm playing heat. You just ain't caught on yet.
Right. You behind.
but it has a downside. Let me tell you what has it. For me,
Okay.
For me as a DJ, it has a downside for me, though.
Okay.
Because what happens is I may not satisfy your typical regulars in the crowd.
Got you.
Which can be a problem for me in terms of getting gigs, getting those calls all the time. You don't play what everybody else plays.
Right. Well, what's interesting about that is that I got two thoughts on it. Well, number one is that, okay, since I've been doing this Shazam Free Zone, and I got to tell you, the first couple times I tried it, I kind of backed off because I wasn't getting any love with it, and I felt like, well, if I'm gonna play by myself, I might as well turn the live off. Anyway, so, but but I did. I did decide to continue playing, and then I find now I get hundreds of views now. I mean, last week was my peak week on the live, and I had over 1.2, which was, that was a really good because, and then what happened now is people are starting to hit me up a little bit, saying, hey, yo, man, I like, you're playing new music, you're not playing the usual stuff. But you got to understand, I've been at this for 2 years, with the brand new stuff. And now I'm starting to get the love. And it's hard to go through that period where it seemed like you got to be sacked. Oh, I'm playing for myself. Or listen, they ain't got to like it. And I'm getting no love. And nobody's checking for me. It's hard.
It hurts in the beginning, I know.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. It's just like starting a new party, and they ain't falling in the door. Oh God, Lord, please. And then one day you look up and you're like, whoa. Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So now, again, let's just talk a minute. You mentioned younger people. I just want to bring that up. And, are we saying it's okay to have younger people entertain us, but it's not okay for them to party with us? And the second part of it is, because there's a difference. All right.
And let me tell you, funny you said that, because we got a lot of old heads out here that be discriminating against these young folks. And I don't like it. I don't like it. Because I remember when I was a young guy, if they would have made me feel like that going to Zanzibar, how I would have felt. I probably would have never doing what I'm doing right now. If they shunned me and didn't want me to be part of what they were open arms to me. Like when I would go to Zanzibar, like some of the old dancers, they would see me get on the dance floor and they see me say, let me see you work. Made me get into it with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, part of the team, the culture. But now it's like they be shunning people, like, because some of these old folks, man, they got, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, some mental issues or something. I don't know. It's just weird sometimes. Yeah. Like, show the kids some love, man. They want to be part of this team. And plus, if we show them a better way, they stop listening to all that crazy hip hop.
Well, listen, it's Well, listen. The next part of it is that, but would we be okay with them putting a new twist on our music? What I mean by that is that, okay, we ain't trying to hear that, huh?
And let me tell you what the problem is.
Okay.
Right? House music has broken off into so many different lanes right now. Like, you know what I mean? Afro, Euro.
You got EDM.
What Tamir and them call their music? I forgot what they call their house music. Jersey house.
Oh, you talking? Oh, yeah. Jersey Club.
Right. So you got so many different, like.
Right.
But at the end of the day, can we keep our essence of the soulful house music?
Okay.
I believe we can.
Okay. Now,
so I don't want nobody to like really messing with that. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now, if they want to branch off and they feel like look at the South Africans, they doing harmony piano, right?
Yeah.
So and it's hot. You know what I mean? I mean, that's hot right now. So all that stuff is good, but just don't
mess with your stuff. I got you.
Yeah. Don't mess with stuff.
So my nephew called me this morning. Just started, he's been knowing I've been DJing, all of his life, and which is amazing because I only publicly admit to being 26 years old. But anyway, that's another story. Anyway, so he called me, and then he's talking about he's at the beginning stage. He says, well, listen, I said, first of all, the number one thing you got to get down is you got to, program. Program is number one because you could be the best mixer, scratcher, whatever you want, but if you're playing the wrong music, you're going nowhere with that. So we had that conversation. But here's what's interesting. So he knows I play house, and he was talking about getting music. So I gave him some record pools where he could get the kind of house that he plays. So I said that they play, and I said, well, listen. I said the kind of house that I play is soulful. Now I have pop dance music, and I'll play that if I have an open set party. But you're never going to see me. Listen, I'm not saying it's bad music. Just that's not what I play. So he started telling me about his house music, and he started telling me people like Skrillex and Tiesto and Hardwell and Steve Aoki. I mean, people like that. And I said, okay, I have their music, and depending on the party, I'll play it. But it's interesting. So just to go back to your point. Well, let's say phase number one, we're okay with you entertaining us. Phase number two is that, maybe a few you can come out or whatever to hang out with the DJ or whatever. But I don't know if Grandma. But now, on the other hand, Grandma doesn't look like she used to look 40 years ago, 50 years ago. No white buns and blue hair. Those days are gone. But you know, if you got Grandma in there doing what she does in front of her peers, maybe Grandma doesn't want her grandkids to see her twerking and all that and their friends or whatever she does. And then, again, the last scenario is if you're going to do a different sound, go do it over there. That's how, you know, how I see it, you know, based on our conversation. Yeah. You're not going to, yeah, people say house is house and music. No, it's not. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. All right. You think house is house and music is music? Okay. No problem. You go play some EDM for our Soulful House crowd. You're going to find out what's what. And vice versa, if you played Soulful for the EDM crowd, not going to work either. So, anyway, what are your thoughts?
I think you're on point with that. Try to stay true to something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. Just try to stay true to something. Do you have to get involved in everything and break it up and make it what you want it to be? Right. Like, I'm going to tell you, I took some heat years ago about making a comment about line dancing. Right?
Gotcha.
I didn't have nothing against line dancing.
Right.
I just don't think it fits in the concept of what we were doing in terms of soulful house music.
Gotcha.
And then you get these people that come up with these great ideas. They want to be promoters. They want to do parties. Now they want to take over the house music parties and do line dance.
Right.
Why do you want to do that? Well, create another party of your own with line dancing. That works better.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And then they got mad at me because I was voicing my opinion about it. It was just like, come on, can we have something? Can we stay true to something?
Got you.
That's all I'm saying. You know?
Got you. Yeah.
Line dance, do it. I had to get used to the fans.
Got you. Oh yeah. Okay. Actually, I know the first person I ever saw do that. You're going back a few years, and I'm not going to say her name only because I don't know, there might be some hate and heat in the room later. But she was the first one, I say easy 4 or 5 years ago. She was, doing the fan thing. And then, of course, I see guys doing it now, too. So, anyway.
I guarantee you, those people that you see doing the fans right now, they were talking about their house heads and this house. They're not.
Okay. All right. I'm going to leave all that alone.
No, they're not house heads. Because let me tell you what, if you're a house head, then you know what the scene and the true scene is really, truly all about. Okay? Have you experienced Club Shelter, Zanzibar, Black Box, where just people were just going to work out? It wasn't about bringing a bunch of things, little props and stuff to the club, trying to make yourself seen. It was about coming into the club and dancing and releasing that energy and take your ass home.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It wasn't all that. Everybody trying to be seen in the scene now. Instead of going out like we used to go out and enjoy the scene and release house music. We would release and leave the party, come home refreshed.
Okay.
That's what we used to go out and dance for. All this going out now. Everybody want to be part of the scene. I'm the band guy. I'm the conga guy. I'm the fan person.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question.
That's my opinion.
Got you.
It may not be how other people feel, but that's my opinion to it. It's like it's just a little too much going on there.
Okay. All right. Now
especially with them fans, like when I'm doing the sound, I swear for God, they get me every time, man. I could be listening, queuing up the sound, making sure the sound right in the room. All of a sudden, I hear that, I'm like, whoa, that's my speaker.
Okay.
No, that's
those gunshot, huh? That's all right. Well, I again, now, let me ask you this. Now, when you say that, do you sound like an old man? What I mean by
I am
that?
old man.
Okay. Okay. Easy enough.
Yeah, I do have my old ways about things. And maybe like what they say, when they get old, they get stuck in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
I may be that guy.
Okay.
Okay. I'll live with that.
All right. So, what can we look for in 2025 that you haven't already done that you can share?
I'm still trying to put the investment together, get my own thing.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah.
I'm still working on trying to pull together some investors to get
Okay.
my own venue.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. All
That's
right.
the only next step for me. The next step would be that for me.
Okay. How about any events that you can share?
Just keep your eye open.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I try not to talk too far ahead of stuff, but I got some things in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the festival. Definitely the Linden Festival.
Got you.
I'm
Got
really
you.
looking forward to that this year.
Mm-hmm.
And the outdoor things this summer. Looking forward to that. But that's pretty much it.
Okay. But now you said it starts up May 22nd, you said?
Yeah, May 22nd we'll start the outdoor dance parties in Linden on Wood Avenue at the Promenade.
Okay. And that's on Wednesdays, right?
No, that's going to be on Thursdays.
Thursdays? Okay. All right. And then you have your big event. Has that a date been set for that, or are you still working out details?
28th.
Oh, June 28th. So, folks, we got two critical dates, May 22 and June 28th. Okay. All right. So that's all good.
One side will be the American house music side, and the other on the street will be Zandy and the South African vibe.
Now, speaking of that, all right, there's there's a couple vibes, but on the Afro house and the Afro beats are big coming out of Africa. I mean, we typically will like in our venues we typically have three styles. So we have soulful, Afro, and gospel house. All right. Every once in a while, there's a tech house song that might go in there, but for the most part, it's those things. But then, out of Africa, you got Afro beats, which a lot of people mix up with Afro house. And a lot of those events are very, very big. But more and more, I'm starting to hear some of the Afro beats sound very house-ish. So, I know Zandy's going to be doing it. Huh?
It always comes back from...
Yeah. So that's exciting. So Zandy's going to be doing the Afro House thing, and she's going to be doing the Afro House. Okay, that's going to be exciting. And
the talent she got coming from South Africa this year. Woo.
Okay, but I know you must remember when they first started introducing the Afro House to the scene. A lot of people weren't so much on it. I heard it described one time as Congo Bongo, which I thought was funny. But at the same time,
it's funny that everybody's on this Afro house thing. But I remember at one time when we had Ian Friday.
Yes.
Like he was playing all those different Afro beats coming over here from New York. And Jihad started playing all the Afro beats. That's I think it's one of the reasons why he developed. I'm not sure, can't say for sure, but be called Bang the Drum. Because he was banging a lot of those Afro beats and stuff at his parties. So to me, they were doing that stuff way before these cats was really calling it Afro beats and stuff like that. These guys were tampering with that stuff already.
Right. Jihad is the first one I remember to play the Afro House, and he was doing it at the Cricket Club and other. He's the first one that I heard play it, and but yeah, well, we're getting down to the wire here, so we're going to try and come in for a soft landing. Any final thoughts or things you want to highlight or?
Nah, not really. Just, keep loving the music, keep dancing, keep supporting,
Okay.
More than anything, we need the support.
Gotcha.
The other thing, if you go out to these venues, really support. Spend money at the bar, buy some food.
Oh.
Do those things. Because when you do that, you keep that whoever's in that venue, you keep them going. If you don't, they probably won't be there long.
Say that again.
Owners ain't got time for low numbers.
Say that again. So that's not a situation where you come in and you got in free and you hang out all night for free and you sneak a water in or sneak something in and
you outside in your car drinking liquor in your car.
I know.
At least buy 1 or 2 drinks inside. I mean, even if you want to go back outside and drink in your car, that's fine. But try to give the promoter and the venue some support.
Right. Because you can pack the place out, but if they're not spending money, it's a bust. It's just a matter. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. So anyway, because then a lot of people think that, and then I want to ask you this question here. A lot of people think that people don't want that style of music, but they do want hip hop. When back in the day, people didn't want hip hop because of the potential outbreaks. But now, people, there's not outbreaks like there used to be in the past. At least you don't hear about it. But many owners would rather have hip-hop and R&B and some dance hall because they pop bottles. They still at the I'm going to prove it stage. Whereas you got, I'm that guy. They took the whole paycheck and bought that bottle. But, people are good. They do that, and it's so important that you spend money when you go to the place.
Yeah, and ain't nobody telling you to come out and pop bottles.
Yeah.
I said we're not telling you to come out to pop.
Right. No, I'm just saying.
We know our generation of folk. 35 and above. Most we got mortgage, we got car notes, we got grandkids, we got other things to worry about than going there splurging on some bottles.
Right.
So
got you.
I understand that, but you coming in dancing at a dance party all night and you ain't spent one dime.
That's a rough one.
That's
a rough one. So people should understand that when they are going to these events.
But they're quick to say their house.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if people want to support you, follow you, keep up with you, how do they do it?
Facebook, Instagram.
Okay.
Pretty much that.
And what is it? It's TAMIR
Family Soul.
Okay.
Eric Clark.
Okay. Yeah, spell it. And then give us that info. Okay.
TAMIR, Family Soul, FAMILYSOUL.
Okay. Hey, Tamir, thank you so much for coming and spending time with us. Appreciate that. All right, we got to get after Juan, DJ Soul Fingers. I got to get at him. I got to get him in there. So, all right, man. Hey, man, listen. Hey, continue blessings to you. And hey, I'll be seeing you.
yes. And remember, DJs. Mind your own business. Later.
All right, then. All right, folks. There you have it. DJ TAMIR Family Soul. We're gonna go into the Shazam Free Zone where we're gonna play nothing but brand new music. We're gonna start off with this track from Adamni. And then we're going to play one of them today, but we've got a couple. I'm going to play one today. I'm going to play 2 of them on Friday when I go on KMTV. I'm going to play a couple because I have a lot longer time to play, and I can get multiple songs in there. And then we're going to do it like that. So, Chuck, can you get us started? And then we'll come in there, and I'll do what I could do. All right, ladies and gentlemen? This track here is dumb. It's called Go Deep Down. Chuck?
log in to gyroscopemedia.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world.
Log into gyroscopeme.com, the hottest online radio station in the world.
The name of this track is Moon Dark. It's by, the name of the artist is Moon Dark. It's by Dakil. Playing nothing but brand new music. We're in the Shazam Free Zone. We're playing nothing but brand new house music. You get to decide if it's a smash or a trash. Michael, how you doing? Mary, what's up? Holly rockin' for the record. The name of this track, this is Killer Green Beats, KGB, out of Florida, who made this track. The name of the track is called Tempest. It's the Adam. All right, we're playing brand new music. This is William Rosario. It's called Afro Eclipse. I'm DJ Dan Dan. Coming to you live from the 8th floor. Only brand new music. Only brand new music.
break you, and I don't wanna break you. I wanna save you, I don't wanna do you. I want you for me, I don't wanna lose you. Sad and lonely, lonely. Come to me, baby. Come to me, baby. My heart is breaking and it's aching for you. My love is new and it's bright and good. I love you, baby, with everything about me. It's so cool.